Welcome to What Gear Reviews for a showdown between 5 of the best true wireless ANC earbuds you can get right now, and I've chosen these 5 because each one is very different from the other, and each one has a really unique, awesome feature that the others don't have, and some of these are really good value right now. And I want to give a big shout out to LG for being so confident in their true wireless ANC earbuds that they actually offered to sponsor this video. But as usual, all opinions are my own and unaltered. And before we begin, if you subscribe to this channel, you will be one of the finest subscribers known to man. Anyway, let's introduce the competitors. First up, we have the LG Tone-Free FN7s weighing in at 56 grams, and at the time of this video you can get a deal on these for £120. Next up, in the copper and black, we have a fan favorite, the Sony WF-1000XM3, weighing in at 77 grams and retailing at £169 at the time of this video, making them heavier and more expensive than the LGs. And here comes another challenger in the titanium matte. It is the Huawei FreeBuds Pro, weighing in at 66 grams and costing £129, £10 more than the LG, quite a bit cheaper than the Sony's. And here's the newest challenger of them all. They are the Bowers & Wilkins Pi7, weighing in at 61 grams and costing £300 at the time of this video. And the final contestant in this competition in fiberglass and papaya is the limited edition McLaren Klipsch T5 II, weighing in at 87.5 grams, with the standard edition of these starting at £129. So that's the introductions out of the way. Now let's dive into the design differences between them. The LGs are by far the most compact of the bunch, making it the most pocketable as well, which is a big deal when it comes to earbuds that you're going to carry around with you. I really am a big fan of this soft touch case and how this kind of resembles a macaroon. When you flip the lid on the FN7s, the buds themselves have a really subtle but stylish two-tone metallic finish, and although the FN7s appear to be quite small, the drivers actually have a very respectable size. And then LG provides silicone ear tips with a spiral shape inside, which are a really good choice because that spiral design actually really assists with the passive noise cancellation. And you probably noticed the Meridian Audio logo under the hood here. That's a British high-end audio company who have assisted LG in tuning these. And the LGs do have an IPX4 rating, which means they are splash proof. Now the Sony WF-1000XM3 has the biggest footprint of them all and is the second largest case overall. The black and copper two-tone finish is fast becoming a staple of Sony's flagship audio devices, and the earbuds themselves also carry over that color scheme. And one thing we should note is the XM3s don't have an official IPX rating. The XM3 earbuds are certainly much thicker than the FN7s, but surprisingly they have the same size drivers. And how will the audio compare? Well, we'll get to that later on in the video. The Huawei FreeBuds Pro have the slimmest case out of the lineup, and they have a really nice gunmetal finish. And when you pop the bonnet, you'll notice the earbuds themselves actually have a chrome finish and a stem that has a lot of right angles, is very blocky and quite futuristic. Now looking at the Bowers & Wilkins Pi7, these are the newest earbuds here today. The case has a very similar styling to the Sony's, but a little bit smaller, and instead of copper, we've got silver. And when you pop the hood, you'll notice the styling of these are very different than everything else I've already shown you today. They've got this really nice two-tone metal scheme going on, and you could make the argument that these look maybe the most premium of the bunch, and that would certainly be a strong case because these are more than double the price of some of the others in the lineup today. Now here's the curveball in the lineup, and it is the McLaren Edition Klipsch T5 II. We've got a watertight carbon fiber case with reinforced plastic, which has a trick up its sleeve, which we'll come back to later on in the video. The buds themselves are distinctly designed for sports and very lightweight. And out of all of the earbuds we're looking at today, these offer the widest variety of ear tips, which is important when it comes to sports earbuds. I've got to say though, the LG Tone-Free FN7s have maybe the most understated and low profile design of them all. And I really like how they look when they're in the ear. And when you look really close at them, they're pretty classy in my opinion. The Sonys and the FreeBuds Pro have this kind of really futuristic look, The Bowers & Wilkins maybe look the most premium, and the clips are clearly designed for sports, and you could tell that by looking at them. So that's part one out of the way. Now let's talk about comfort and use. The LGs fit firmly in the ear when you find the right silicone ear tip, and they're lightweight, and that helps to avoid wearing fatigue. If you spend some time getting the perfect fit for you, you could absolutely use these for sports without them falling out, and you've also got that IPX rating as well, so you don't have to worry about sweat ruining them or a little bit of rain. The buds themselves have wear detect sensors on board and capacitive touch controls, but no voice cues here, so they're not going to speak to you when you put them in. You will hear these really nice tones and chimes to indicate when you're performing actions. When you put the Sonys in your ear, they feel like they reach a little bit deeper down the ear canal. Surprisingly, they're not as heavy as you might think, and they do have wear detect sensors and a really nice and calm voice cue in the earbuds when you put them on and you play pause and stuff like that. The FreeBuds Pro are actually quite large but deceptively small, and when it comes to comfort, they are definitely good. With the right ear tips, you could use these for sports. Again, we have wear detect sensors, but no voice cues here, just chimes like the LG. Now the Bowers & Wilkins PI7 feel the smallest out of all of them in the ear. I did find it a little bit difficult to find the right ear tips for myself, and once I did, they are comfortable. However, I will say I'm not sure how good these are going to be for sports because they do kind of shake loose, and that's probably to do with the shape of them. But to be honest, if you're going to spend £300 on earbuds, you probably shouldn't use them for sports. And they do have wear detect sensors and capacitive controls, and just like the LG and the FreeBuds, they use chimes instead of voice cues to indicate what's happening when you're using the earbuds. The Klipsch are the only earbuds that actually have physical clicky buttons on them, but they do have voice cues. But the voice cues sometimes sound like they're a bit mad at you, and then the next minute they sound happy. Reminds me of an ex-girlfriend I once had. So overall, the Klipsch, when it comes to fit in the ear and stability, are going to be the best, and that's because of these wingtips that they come with and the choice of silicone ear tips. So for comfort when it comes to sports, it's definitely got to be the Klipsch. So when it comes to onboard controls, the Sonys are very good because of the large capacitive touch area, and also you got a really nice calm voice cues as well. But check this out, the FN7s actually avoid a problem that a lot of the other earbuds have other than the Huawei's, and that is when you touch the controls, you actually end up pushing the earbuds further into your ears. With the LGs, because the capacitive controls are on the stem, you avoid that problem. So that's a little win there for the FN7s. All right, on to battery life and charging. Okay, so let's try and get through this bit really quickly. So the LG FN7s have 7 hours playback with a max playback of 21 hours, which includes the 14 hours backup battery in the charging case. The earbuds go from 0 to 100 in 1 hour, and that is the fastest of the 5. And if you're doing daily commutes that are about an hour, these earbuds are going to be perfect because that 5-minute charge is going to get you all the way to work, even if you're completely out of battery when you left the house. And check this out, the FN7s do support wireless charging. How about that?
Power at 400% capacity. How about that?
The XM3s can go up to 8 hours of playback with ANC off and up to 32 hours maximum with the backup battery. And that's going to be a benefit of having a chunkier case. And the XM3s can go from 0 to 100 in an hour and a half. 5 minutes charge will give you around 45 minutes playback. And unfortunately, no wireless charging here. The PI7s have up to 24 hours battery with the case. An individual charge will get you approximately 6 to 7 hours of playback. 0 to 100 in 1.5 hours approximately. 5 minutes charge will give you 40 minutes playback. And yes, they do have wireless charging. The FreeBuds Pro can go up to 7 hours on one charge and 36 hours maximum with the charging case. When it comes to charging speeds, it's 0 to 100 in 2 hours, but the 36 hours playback in total is the highest of the 5. And yes, they do support wireless charging. And finally, the T52s from Klipsch go up to 8 hours on one charge, 24 hours with the case included, 0 to 100 in 1 hour and 45 minutes, and 5 minutes charge giving you 20 minutes playback. The case does have wireless charging, and if you get this version, you get this really nice charging mat with it. So when it comes down to it, the LGs win when it comes to charging speed. The Huawei FreeBuds Pro win when it comes to overall power, and I believe in speed and power. But if you're going to be using earbuds mainly for shorter commutes, then maybe speed is what you need.
feel the need for speed. Ow!
Okay, so this part is where it gets interesting. It's the drivers and codecs and software. The LG FN7s have an impressive 6mm driver with a silicon infused edge for better flexibility. More driver movement means more power, and you already know I believe in power. They connect via Bluetooth 5.0 and they support SBC and AAC codecs, as well as aptX HD for high-res audio playback. The Time Freeze app is truly awesome, giving you control to customize the sound with presets or custom EQs. And LG even throw in full tutorials on how to use the earbuds properly. And you can also customize the touch controls. And there's even a feature to find your earbuds by making them chirp if you lose them. The Sony XM3s have 6mm drivers, but larger cabinets by the looks of things. They support SBC and AAC codecs. No aptX here though, but they do have LDAC, which is Sony's own high-res audio streaming over Bluetooth 5.0. And when it comes to Sony's music app, it's probably the most advanced of them all. You can get really techie with this. Maybe a little bit too techie for some people. The Huawei's have the largest drivers of them all at 11mm, and they support Bluetooth 5.2 for multi-point pairing. There's just one little problem here for the FreeBuds Pro is they are really optimized for HMS devices, so Huawei devices. If you're going to use this with an Android device, you will still get really good sound quality out of them, but you'll get better features and better latency if you're using these with a Huawei device. They do support aptX, SBC and AAC. But these are trumped by the newest and most expensive earbuds in the lineup, the Pi7s. These have the latest aptX adaptive codec. Now, if you're wondering what that is, I made a video which I'll link at the end of this video for you guys to watch, but it's the latest codec from Qualcomm. And inside they have an interesting dual hybrid driver, and the app itself is quite minimalistic compared to the others, which isn't necessarily a bad thing for some. And then finally we have the Klipsch T5 II, which have the smallest drivers of the 5. They're 5mm. But they do support aptX, SBC and AAC. The app is very minimal, but you can create custom EQs, which is cool, and you can adjust the transparency levels of the ANC, which is also pretty cool. But the T5 II's superpower isn't in the software, it's more in the hardware, and I'll explain in a moment. Okay, so what you're hearing right now is the LG FN7's voice call quality with wind blowing straight at me and coffee shop background noise. There is 3 mics on either side of these earbuds. Let me know how they're handling voice clarity. Now let's try the Sonys. Okay, so the same experiment here with the Sony XM3s. We've got wind noise straight towards me. We've got coffee shop background noise. How is it handling the audio? Is it doing a good job or not? Let me know in the comments. Okay, we have the same experiment here with the FreeBuds Pro. Same wind conditions, same background noise. How's the audio sounding? Which has been the clearest so far? Let me know in the comments below. And let's test the Pi7s. So we have the newest tech out of the 5. How are these handling same conditions? Are they noticeably better, being that they're more expensive, or maybe not as good as you expected? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, last one now, the Klipsch T5. So here we have the T5 II True Wireless Sport headphones from Klipsch. Let me know how these are handling, and this concludes the mic test. Let me know who your winner is in the comments below. So what I'm going to do now is an ANC test, and the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to play that same coffee shop background noise on full blast here on the Mac and listen to the Star Wars intro on each earbud in master quality from Tidal. And doing this should give me a good idea as to which one of these earbuds have the best ANC. And to save you guys time, let's just skip to the part where I give you the results. Okay, so here are all the earbuds. I've tested all of them with the background noise and the Star Wars soundtrack, and I've come to a conclusion, and I think a couple of them are so close that I'm going to do first, second and third place here. So third place, we have the Klipsch T5 II. Now these are actually very good. Don't think because they're in third that they're bad. They're actually very good, and they get even better if you get the right seal on the silicon tip. Joint third, surprisingly, is the Bowers and Wilkins. I did think these were going to be better based on the price. Maybe it's the silicon tip thing. I couldn't find a good pair of silicon tips that really fit me well for these. So these are joint third place. Next up, we have the Huawei's. So joint second place is the Huawei FreeBuds Pro. Actually, these were very impressive, and at times they actually sounded like they outperformed the number one placed earbuds. So I'm very impressed with these. Joint second, and surprisingly, this was the shocker here in this lineup. The Tone 3 is the least intimidating looking earbuds out of all of them, and the smallest looking earbuds actually delivered some really impressive ANC. So I'm putting these in second place, and number one, I have to say the Sony's, and I think it's largely down to the software side of things and what they're doing with the app. At this point in time, the Sony's in this particular scenario win the ANC contest. Okay, so now on to the sound quality part of the video, and this is probably one of the hardest parts to do because audio is very subjective, and the best way in which I can think to do this is to try and match up the earbuds to a genre where they seem to excel and give them a sort of title. So let's start with the LG FN7s. The FN7s have great detail and a very respectable amount of bass. LG call it roaring bass, but it's the clarity and soundstage that really impressed me. And in my opinion, the LGs are the best all-rounders out of the five. And they really seem to excel in pop and rock genres in my opinion. The Sonys have heavy bass and great overall power and depth. They really excel in bass heavy music, so they're going to be perfect for hip hop or house music. The FreeBuds Pro have great soundstage thanks to the larger drivers, which makes them perfect for orchestral type tracks and concert vibes. They're also very good for watching movies if you have them connected to a HMS device, thanks to the lower latency that you will get from that. The Bowers & Wilkins PI7s have very good balance, and they're very refined when it comes to highs and mids, which makes them brilliant for audio with lots of vocals. They also have aptX Adaptive, which makes them maybe the best for watching movies and playing games with. The Klipsch T5 II, despite having the smaller drivers, are very clear, and the firmer fit actually makes them sound louder, which is great. And in my opinion, the sound signature is tailored for EDM, which is ideal because a lot of workout tracks are EDM, and these are sports headphones. And I want to pause here and thank you guys for making it this far into the video. And now it's time for my favorite section, awesome features. And let's do this in reverse order this time. So let's start with the Klipsch T5 II. These earbuds are the hardest wearing of them all. Inside this case is moisture absorbing crystals. So no matter how sweaty you get while doing your workouts, the next day when you take them out of the case, they will be bone dry. So these earbuds stay dehydrated. And that is an awesome feature for sports earbuds. The Bowers & Wilkins PI7 have a really unique feature, which I really like because I'm a fan of the analog headphone jack. And what you can actually do with this, with the cable that comes with it in the case, is plug an analog headphone jack into the case, which will then output audio from the case to the earbuds. That is very unique and very cool. Now the Sonys might have the most advanced software thanks to the app. They actually adapt on the fly, and I think these might be the best at doing it. They even know how far you are above sea level and adjust the ANC to match. That is pretty awesome. And last but not least is the LG FN7s, which I think is the dark horse amongst the five. They are the cheapest, and they also have maybe one of the most awesome superpowers. So this case right here has a unique feature. When you plug it in, it will zap your earbuds with UV laser beams, killing any bacteria growing on your earbuds. Now think about this. If you've gone on a really long haul flight and you've been wearing your earbuds the entire time, when you put them back in the case and leave them overnight, what do you think they would look like under a microscope? They won't look good. And that is why this feature is truly awesome. Like I said before, I do believe these are the dark horse in this race. Let me know what you think about that UV light feature. I'd love to hear what you think. And if you guys want to grab a deal on any of these earbuds, now is the time. There'll be links in the description below. And this video took me absolutely ages to make. Thanks to my house becoming a building site, it was difficult. And if you guys got any value out of this, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And if you just subscribed, you're now one of the finest subscribers known to man. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't be late.